Good evening, DWR Randomizer, and welcome to the 2022 Super Speed Run event. This has been ran many years in a row now following the summer tournament, and tonight we got a special treat in store for you. Coming at you tonight, we've got a seed that was just ran during race one of the semifinals between Angel FM and Big Slamoo, and all the runners that you'll see tonight have pre-knowledge of the seed. They've had time to go through, route out the best course, and see what they can do as far as getting done as quick as possible. We have a couple side things in play, but we'll get in that in a moment. Alongside me in the booth tonight is going to be Sneaky the Lost. How you doing, Sneaky?
I am doing great, and it's an amazing privilege to be able to go ahead and see this this tradition to close out the season here. It's been an amazing season. If you haven't had a chance to see it, I do strongly suggest you check out the VODs. But this is going to be great. We're going to be seeing ScarletShadoww, Ziggy, SecretAgentMand, and ArchfieldMonk. And as DK said, this is, this isn't a normal run where they have no prior knowledge of the seed. They've had 10 days now to do their routing. So this is going to be less a test of their improvisational skills and more a test of their routing and efficiency.
Yeah, absolutely. And to kind of throw them off a little bit, barring from our, getting away from our normal standard, we're adding in very fast XP leveling, so the levels are going to come fast and furious. We're going to add in fast text and speed hacks as well, so they'll be able to zoom through all those menus. If they decide to use a flute, that thing's going to go and be done right away. So it should blaze by.
Well, good thing we actually have 3 trackers on tonight to try and keep up with everything. We've got our Babalut, Sensei Balkar, and Schmike are all going to be our trackers for this evening. Hopefully they will be able to keep up with the fast-paced action that you will be seeing here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Aston Chad, is this a vanilla map? No, this is a random map. This is the same map that Big Slamoo and Angel FM raced in race 1 of their semifinal matchup. So we already know what it looks like. We know where everything's at. We know what the levels are going to bring. All up to the runners to put it all together and get that Dragon Lord killed.
Absolutely, yeah. Comment in chat from Guelph, another runner known in the community who could not participate tonight, sadly, is saying that his best time was 45 minutes. Let's see how much these runners are going to blast past that.
Yeah, I've ran this seed quite a lot, and I pushed one really stupidly hard RNG route, and I was able to get about a 28.5, but that wasn't, it's not repeatable. It would take many deaths over and over. I think the best non I've gotten is about a 31 minutes. So just give you a kind of a idea of where we may land.
So we're looking at approximately a half an hour, give or take, depending on RNG and various other factors. But yeah, these runners, all 4 of these are respectable runners. So we're definitely going to be seeing a really good matchup tonight. There are actually more runners in these 4. However, we only have space for 4 in our runners, and at least one of them was like, I can run and I can race with everyone, but I'm not really set up to be able to be restreamed. So respectful of that as well.
Yeah, no worries at all with that either. We got the race room up over here on the side. If we see a finish from off stream, we will definitely let you know. All right, so yeah, we're going to be going. These runners will be going in about 30 seconds or so here, so we'll get fired up, see what items they decide to take out of the throne room, and what their immediate options are. Are they going to go grind, or are they going to try and push for a town and keys? I don't know. Should we kind of like spoil ahead of time where things are going to be, or just let the audience figure it out as we go?
Well, there are some interesting options coming out of the gate here with this seed. I've kind of got a cheat sheet sitting next to me, although I haven't actually run this particular seed. I never did get a chance to do that. But it's definitely going to be a very interesting and wild ride. I will go ahead and spoil that there is a gold grind available, and there are silver shields available in accessible stores, so that might come up.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we go. Fast and Furious through the King's info there. We have the first chest as a curse belt. We see all 4 runners skipping it, opting for the herb and the key, and they will head out on their way. Initial stats there are 11 strength, 10 agility, 21 HP, 8 MP. No spells.
So we have Fighter for ScarletShadoww.
All right, runners all doing the same strat here, going to the desert to the west, which is Zone 0, looking for the Slime and the Draki, the 2 enemies they can actually take down right now. The other 2 enemies in this zone that they will be seeing is the Magic Draki, which, isn't too bad, and then the Scorpion, which has the Hurt spell.
Ziggy did end up getting a crit on the Draki, did get level 2.
Yep, level 2 Fast and Furious at just 3 experience needed, 11 experience needed for level 3. So we just seen Ziggy get level 3 up there and continuing on his way on this grind.
Yep, Archfield also with level 3 now.
Yeah, so far they've gotten Return, Radiant, Stop Spell, and level 4 for Ziggy already, which added in Outside.
Yeah, this early section of the game really isn't going to take these guys very long with the very fast experience gain. So they only need 25% of the experience needed to be able to get their next levels, and the fact that we have very fast tech speed. And there's Turlock right there.
Yep, Sharlock just south across the bridge. You do have to go through a nasty zone just to the east of that bridge, but he gets around, but the Poltergeist sneaks up on him, takes him down. He was going to be heading towards Keys down in Rim, which is southwest of there.
Ah, yes, Remuldar, the place to buy keys. I believe there was an NPC in Cole that would say that as your hint as to where to go in the vanilla game.
It's been too long since I talked to all the NPCs. Don't remember them all, but I do believe there was one for sure. I'll take you on that one. But yeah, we see, looks like after that death by Archfield, he's going to try and grind back up to a 2-key gold amount. Right behind him, Ziggy there. We got SecretAgentMand at level 5 as well, and ScarletShadoww just behind them at 4.
There's level 6 for ArchfieldMonk.
Yep, and he's got the gold again for 2 keys, so he's going to try and make this trek down again. We'll see if he makes it.
SecretAgentMand also trying to make this jaunt.
Yep, they're going to take a left here at the lake here, and there is Rim on the screen, but the Magic Wyvern says no to both of them.
Jerk birds gonna be jerks.
Yeah, and this is where the RNG factor of this race will kick in. There's several questionable zones you have to try and get through, and as you can see on our screen, our agility is not very good, even at level 6, just 25.
Youch. Of course, 45 strength at level 6 is actually pretty respectable.
Yeah, it's not too bad. They're able to take down these enemies in 1, maybe 2 hits. But yeah, those Magic Wyverns, they're in many zones we're going to see.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was gonna comment about the spam in chat about agility. What's that? It's just a number.
And up top, we see Ziggy doing the safety save before heading south. So we'll see what happens. But Archfield does make it in the Rim. He's going to be able to get him 2 keys, and we'll see where he opts to go from there. Or maybe he wasn't saving and he had just taken a Death Warp. I see Ziggy up here. He's just still grinding away in this East Zone on some Wolves, some Warlocks, and is up to level 7.
Comment in chat, is this the routing seed I've seen people doing this week? Yes, it absolutely is.
So Archfield goes to the freebie cave. There's a fairy water in here. Opting to pick up a fairy water real fast.
Which actually gives interesting fairy water stats if the strength stalls out later on.
All right, here we go. Archfield's in the grave. He's going to try and make it to these top 3 chests. And there is a Magic Wyvern hiding in here as well, along with some little piddly enemies.
Speaking of, but he does manage to run away, and the fighter's ring and the herb, but more importantly, the stones of sunlight, one of the 3 key items required to be able to get in. Now he's going to take a death warp because he opened those 3 chests. He has a gold grind enabled. We'll probably do a gold grind and try and head over to a nearby city to be able to pick up something like a silver shield, broadsword, things along those lines.
Exactly. But first, along with that gold grind, he's about to pick up Erdrick's armor, which is in this middle chest down here.
And that's going to give him a lot of defensive ability, and that's going to make a lot of things a lot less dangerous. That Metal Scorpion with DL2 breath takes SecretAgentMand down before they can get enacted on this plan.
Yeah, Metal Scorpions with DL2, the Metal Slimes with Baby Breath, it's all pretty funny. And that bottom left chest, in case you're curious, is a torch.
Alas, it's just a torch.
So we'll see how high he takes it here. I've seen a few different thoughts, and I've seen some people just taking enough for a silver and a broadsword. Some people taking enough for a silver and a flame sword. Personally, I was taking enough for a silver broadsword and flame sword in case I didn't make it over to pick up the flame.
Safety strats are always an interesting pick.
Yeah, it's 3 extra gold chests at worst. So we see Scarlet get his keys as well. We're starting to see that divergence in paths, though, while Ziggy is just continuing to throttle in this zone just east of Tantagel here, building up experience. So he's got a giant experience lead, but everybody else is starting to do their homework.
Yep, SecretAgentMand just got his keys and did his top 3 chests and is getting his gold grind going as well.
As Shadow makes it into grave just shy of the chest and takes a death to a Magic Wyvern, so it does a quick reset. We'll see him heading back that way momentarily.
Ooh, Archfield gets stopped by a Magic Wyvern. Instant reset there.
Yeah, absolutely. The safety saves, especially in this kind of setting, are very pivotal because we're right here. We're crossing over another zone, so you're going through a few nasty zones here, and they're actually about to walk through a red dragon zone as they go south across this swamp.
At least they have Erdrick's armor, so the swamp isn't going to be painful to them, but if they run into the fun police, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, you see him skirting as much as he can to stay away. This town south of here is Brecconary Cave. To the west is Mountain.
Brecconary, home of the 6 gold inn. We'll leave a torch on for you. This gold man stopped him, would not let him pass.
What was that? I think 4 or 5 turn run failed, man. That sucks so bad because you're so close to that town. It's not, it's not a very far walk, but you got to go through all this all over again. As we do see Ziggy finally breaking off of that grind to get his keys going.
A SecretAgentMand is doing his safety save with 27 grand in his pocket. Gonna be going ahead and getting his stuff taken care of as well.
Absolutely, and on the top left, we got ScarletShadoww going for round 2 of Grave. We'll see if he's a little luckier this time. Doesn't look like it, unfortunately. Gonna take another death.
Jerkbird's gonna jerk.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Magic Wyverns are until at least the end game are probably going to be our biggest nemesis. For sure. They're in at least 5 zones. I know the runners are walking through as they go around here.
Yeah, ArchfieldMonk had the same idea you had about picking up a broadsword just in case they can't make it to the flame sword, and does also stock up on some fairy water on his way out.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what he decides to do with that. In-game stats, Fairy Waters will give them better, but it might be for repel purposes, as we do see him throw one down.
Yeah, almost certainly for repel purposes.
All right, so Archfield's going to stop in Mountain Cave. Mountain's mostly a bust, but it does have a fair... Ooh, Knight got him.
Knight with DL2 breath. Ouch.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, Mountain Cave does have the fairy flute in the very top, and the runners will definitely want to pick that up as we'll give a preview. The spike tile in Sharlock, right before the Dragon Lord, is a golem.
Kind of painful that he did all of that shopping only to die immediately.
All right, man did get the fairy flute out of Mountain, is heading west towards the town of Cole right now.
And that's going to be where the flame sword is.
Flame sword, and on the search spot will be the token. So yeah, once Man picks up, he's going to pick up his Flame Sword, pick up his token. Outside of doing turn-ins, he's going to be essentially grind and go. We're going to see him just get into a grind, which leaves us with a sword in Sherlock.
Now, what are on the spike tiles in the cave and in Hawks?
It's a red dragon in the swamp. Hawksness was a stone man.
Oof. Archfield getting hit by that knight a second time.
That's just rough. It's so rough. As we see, we got Ziggy finished up with his grind. He's got his gold trying to get this. We got Scarlet about done with his grind. We've got Man just in full grind and go mode at this point, but does get DL2'd by the Rogue Scorpion. Well, so far, no one's really had a clean arrace. Everybody's had a little something go wrong with them, but currently Man is in command, so to speak, unless Archfield can finish up his exploration and get back at it as well.
I mean, we are only 11 minutes into this, but you do have a valid point. I mean, those 2 failed attempts at grabbing that flute has probably been very painful for Archfield.
Yeah, especially since he is taking the time to go over here and pick up Fairy Waters as well. That's just additional time loss each time he does this. He is back up to a broadsword and a silver shield. And honestly, if I was him and took another death, I think you just settle for the broadsword. It's only another +8 for the flame anyway. Chat coming out with the Brecconary. We're important today.
Hey now, Brecconary is always important. It's home of the 6 Gold Inn. We'll leave a torch out for you.
Oh my god, this knight. Oh, he gets away from the knight. Finally does. Kid. Oh, another knight.
He gets away from that one. Gets the fairy flute. Immediately hits the outside button.
Oh my gosh, he's going to have nightmares about that knight. That thing, I'm not going to lie. I ran this seed enough to where I got in the mountain about 50 times. I think I saw 4 knights the entire time. He saw 4 on this current playthrough alone.
Yep, Ziggy's doing his purchasing. Went ahead and picked up some water as well.
All right, ScarletShadoww is going to go ahead and do his exchanges. He went through Swamp Cave. Garenham's just outside the other side, and in the back is where the Staff of Rain is. Just east of here is where the rainbow is, but he opts to just wings back. Oh, Beta, I am fully aware of that red dragon in that zone. He doesn't come out to play too often, but he's definitely there, for sure. All right, we got Ziggy picking up his flute here. And we got some grinding going on now. We're down to the bottom 2 are completely grind and go at this point, barring picking up and doing their exchanges, which are pretty straightforward to do. We got Ziggy heading west towards Cole right now. He'll be joining them momentarily, but does have a little bit of experience in the tank already. I think he's just behind Mand at this point. So, and then Shadow kind of pulling up a little bit of the rear here, but we'll see if he can get caught up.
Yeah, meanwhile, ArchfieldMonk got caught by a skeleton that slept him for a max number of turns, which was not painful, but probably very annoying.
So we'll see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all the enemies seem to have a little bit of something that's a little obnoxious. So this zone over here that they're in, they're getting a variety of enemies. We'll see what levels they decide to start changing up zones and such. We're not going to see any substantial HP growth for a while. I'll just leave it at that. Although we do have level 10 down here. And then Man with the casual run from the Red Dragon there, at level 10, rocking 51 agility.
Well, agility is only a number.
Or, oh, did Man go with a different build? Oh, yeah, he's got help in his screen. He went strength agility. I didn't even notice that. So he's got 54 agility.
Yeah, Archfield also is going strength agility build.
Sure enough, I was just looking around and saw that as well. So very interesting. I had given that a thought, but ultimately chose not to do that. Meanwhile, Shadow's going to get hit up by that DL2 Rogue Scorpion again. Mand is going back down to this zone that he seems to like over here. It has a variety of enemies here. He's going to start blowing that flute, which goes really fast, and try and take down this golem. If it stays asleep, it's worth a nice 350, but at this level, it's very difficult to take him down.
Especially if he only stays asleep for one turn.
Oh, he was getting close. Woke up maybe 1 or 2 turns too early, and ultimately got sent packing. So don't look now, but up on the top right, we have Ziggy with a slightly longer early grind. Down in the desert here, he has hit level 11 and is in a decent lead right now. We'll see if that persists.
Now, we do see ScarletShadoww has the staff, but not the token.
Must not have ever made it west to Cole yet, which would explain... The routing on his is a little strange to have gone through the Garenham, because we saw him go through the Garenham, pick up the staff, and the rainbow is literally 1 screen east of there. But looks like I don't know, we'll see if and when he decides to make his way over to Cole, where we know the token's at.
Now, Garenham also has a silver shield, so... that might have been what it was. He went to Garenham to get both.
That's fair. He must have did the through Garenham route. He was the one that went out of the norm there, and since he was already in there, you might as well take care of business. I get it. So, question in chat: what is go level on this one? I assume all 4 runners will go at level 17. Prior to that, it is not possible. All right, Ziggy's up to level 12. Level 12, not a big change. It's level 13 they're looking for. Level 13 starts to make things a little better, and maybe they'll switch up their enemy selections at that point. Yeah, level 13 when you finally learn a heal spell. I guess level 12 with the bump in HP, as you can see there, up to 63 HP at level 12 for Ziggy. 59 with the strength agility builds will be at the bottom there. All right, so Ziggy is through Swamp here. We'll see if he's just heading to Garenham or is opting to go ahead and grind the zone. It's got green dragons, it's got blue dragons, it's got rogue scorpions and golems. All right, so Ziggy topping off in Garenham, picked him up some herbs. Looks like he's going to go and at least do one of the exchanges. He might go ahead and get both out of the way and just get it completely done here. We got Man back trying another golem here. Hit or miss at this. Like I said, at these levels, it's nice crit and does take it down for the 350.
Comment in chat. What if they routed in hurt more strats? They only had 10 days. That's an awful tight window for RNG manipulation, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it was kind of discussed in the Discord to not do RNG manips. It would be fairly obvious, I'd say, if someone went down and double hurt ward the Dragon Lord or triple hurt ward it and such.
Command.
So Ziggy's over here at the jerk. He's gonna have his rainbow be completely grind and go now. Sword will be down in Sharlock again, as we stated before. I'll assume he'll probably set up in this desert until we can get heal more. But we'll see. I know he said he came up with a few different strats. He didn't quite allude to them, but this desert seems to be about the freest in-game grind, I would say.
Yeah, with a red in Swamp and a Stoneman in Hawks, neither of those are especially attractive grinds, really.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So we did see Monk jump out there a little bit. He's up to level 13 now. Mand has also hit level 13. Looks like both of them are going to start doing a little bit of their homework they got to catch up on, though. It's kind of curious. Ziggy is opting to go with stop spell strats against this green dragon. It does have stop spell and hurt more, but it does tend to, I believe it's probably 50% stop spell, maybe 25% hurt more. So kind of surprised that he isn't just trying to fight through it. It's almost a guaranteed 3-shot at this point.
Oh, 50-50.
50-50. So for some reason, they just never like to give me as many hurt mores then.
I think that's probably a preemptive to keep the hurt more from having to heal in combat.
He's got enough HP to where he can take 2 hurt mores and still be good. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that little bit of added, especially with the resist on the stop spell hitting, will be counterintuitive. But he does hit level 13 as well. Gets his heal spell and his hurt more spell if he does opt to go that route on the green dragons as well.
And 16 hit mana points as well.
Yeah, we're definitely starting to get there. We unfortunately will be grinding in this desert till level 16 though.
Archfield finishing up his homework and is now in grind and go mode.
I just wanted to point out that Ziggy battle with that golem, he swung 40, 20, 20, 40 were his 4 swings. Nice, Archfield taking out a blue dragon as well. I was curious who would be opting to try and do blue dragon strats and who would be skipping it. Throwing out hurt mores and getting them to land. They're about a 50-50 chance to land on those blue dragons.
Yeah, well, I mean, they are worth 180.
I appreciate that. So, since we are kind of near the tail end of this, and we might have had some late joiners, let's recap what's going on here. This is the 2022 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Super Speedrun event. This is a predetermined seed. They already have full knowledge of this seed. This is a seed that was ran between Angel, FM, and Big Slamoo during race 1 of their semifinals match during the summer tournament. The only adjustments we've done is gone to very fast leveling. We've gone to fast text and speed hacks. So that's why you're seeing info fly across the screen. That's why you see these runners already at levels 13, 14 at 23 minutes in, and how they seem to know where they're going the entire time.
Yeah, Mand, Ziggy, and Archfield all are pretty much neck and neck still. This race will definitely come down to Charlock.
Oh, and be prepared. Charlock is a beast in this one. We have terrible enemies all the way through, so should be exciting. All right, so next level is at 5,000 experience for those 3. 5,000 will get them to level 15, and then we start jumping in 1,500 increments from there.
So what you're saying is, it's all about the Charlock, baby.
That was all I could say about that one. I couldn't stop laughing. Sorry about that. That's funny. Yeah, we're going to see a lot more dead green dragons, rogue scorpions, and some golems here for at least a couple more levels. I would anticipate once they get heal more, spoiler, heal more is at level 16, that they'll probably pivot to the red dragon for the last level. They might opt to stay out here. Either way, it's honestly pretty quick.
Yeah, unfortunately, Scarlet has been getting some really awful RNG in the grind and has slipped a little bit behind his opponents. Not by much, obviously. I mean, they're still doing very well for themselves. It's just, little issues with RNG can be big changes in a seed this type.
Oh, absolutely agreed. Yeah, I think I've seen about, when I was doing the exact same route, I would see about a 15-minute variance in finish times, depending on how RNG went during a particular run. So we got all of them in the 5,000s right now. So we've got level 16 coming along very shortly for all three of these runners.
Yeah, these blue dragons and these golems are really good encounters for them at this point. They have enough attack power that they're actually doing damage to the golems, being able to take them down in 3 or 4 turns. With the fairy's flute, it makes her a really nice 350 experience points. Blues are worth, of course, the 180 each and are 2-shottable if you are a little bit lucky. So, yeah, I mean, they've just been doing a really good job here in this desert. And, of course, you got the town right there to heal back up in whenever you run low on magic.
Exactly. Heal up, grab some herbs if you want it slightly higher, if you need it for, like, when you're fighting the golem. But we've got Archfield, next enemy down, is going to get him to level, and the other two, between Mand and Ziggy, are not too far behind there.
And there's 16 for Archfield, and immediately going to return. I'm thinking he's going after that red.
Well, let's see what happens here. Looks like he's walking south. He might be doing...
dive in grind for the sword?
I'm honestly not sure here. We'll see where he goes. A question in chat. If this is live or a repeat. This is live. This is absolutely live. We're bringing it to you here. Only the chat is pre-recorded, as noted in chat already.
Live in front of a canned audience. And by a canned audience, I mean they were previously canned.
So here we go. We got Archfield just went down to the zone that has red dragons in it. Kind of surprised he didn't, because he was right next to where Swamp Cave was and could just be right at the red dragon spike, as we see Ziggy doing right now. We'll see if that ultimately allows Ziggy to catch up a little bit here. They're shooting for 8,000 experience. Yeah, meanwhile, Mand just opted to go ahead and stay with the desert grind. Is only about 250-ish behind Archfield right now. Ziggy, employing just crit strats, is just shy of 17. Takes a brief experience lead here. Next, both of these enemies on the right side of our screen will get the runners to 17. This is all three of these will get 17 if they take down their respective enemies. So, holy cow, this is tight. So, now this is interesting. Ziggy, being at that spike, is able to take a death warp. Doesn't have to worry about top and back off. Meanwhile, we have Archfield having to top back off. So we've got Ziggy's going to have a slight advantage going into Sharlock, followed shortly by Archfield, and then right behind them will be Mand.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty tight. I mean, we're looking at maybe a 10-second difference walking in.
Oh, yeah. And now it's down to encounter luck. As you can see, they bottom two runners, 95 defensive points. So they're going to be repelling a ton as long as they keep those fairy waters going. Ziggy's not slouching off either with 90, but here's where the fun begins. And there's our first death in Sharlock.
Welcome to the AK-47.
Yeah, buddy. So, yeah, Sharlock's not going to be fun. They don't have bad agility, even with the strength agility or strength HP build. He's got 84 agility. So Not quite a favorite to run, but, you know, enough to where he shouldn't have failed 5 times.
Yeah, the strength kind of feels a little bad, although that's going to get fixed once they get Erdrick's sword.
Yeah, they'll be at 128, all said and done once they get the sword. They've all equipped the fighter's ring. I'm assuming, at least. I think that's what we got tracked. So, yeah, it's all going to come down to luck on the dive here, as we see the other 2 runners having much smoother dives so far, both in Zone 2 right now.
As pointed out in chat, there is an important difference between the Strength Agility and Strength HP build. Strength Agility has just enough defense power to be able to repel Axe Knights to have DL2 breath.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt too much there. We've got Archfield making it to the lit floor on the bottom, while Man getting held up by a red dragon. Archfield's going to head up here, pick him up a sword. We'll see if he hasn't already, if he opts to pick up the dragon scale as well. Sword is in the $300 chest. Dragon scale is just south of that. All right, here we go. We got Archfield making the turn to head towards the spike. We got Man down here trying to make it up to the treasury to get his sword, finding Armor Knight along the way. Archfield keeps alternating between sleeping the golems and running and just trying to run.
Given the speed hacks and how fast the flute goes off, I would just sleep and scoot every time personally, but I prefer to be a more conservative player.
Yeah, I can see merit to either option, honestly. And our spike tile golem has shown up, and this is, besides the grind on the golems, the main reason they definitely wanted the flute, because they want to get there with all their resources, or at least all their MP if possible.
And that was a clean, permanently slept golem for Archfield, who is now in DL1.
Absolutely. So here we go. We'll see how this battle goes for him. We'll be in range for some possible doubles, although their lower HP on the bottom 2 might lend towards not getting those, more so than Ziggy at the top.
Not very good rolls on those fairy waters, unfortunately.
Yeah, fairy water does 9 to 16 damage, and the runners here will have a range of 7 to 14, so that's why he opted to go ahead and do those fairy waters. Higher damage overall on average.
Now, we do know that DL2 has 152 hit points.
That is correct. DL2 only has 152 hit points as well, so not a very high HP guy. So you can just eke it out. While poor Ziggy had to blow another heal more here, or blow a heal more here on the second dive, just getting all the bad luck with those Armor Knights.
Hate to see it happen to such a good runner, but there it is. RNG being RNG. And SecretAgentMand now into the second phase of the DL2 fight himself.
Yep, and there we go. Get those GGs out in chat for ArchfieldMonk. Going to take first place, and unless we get a snipe from our off-site runner. Nope, first place. Time of 34 minutes and 1 second. Yeah, meanwhile, Shadow, quietly caught back up on experience, is doing his dive as well here at level 17. So ultimately got a little bad RNG during the initial pieces, but caught back up very nicely.
Yep, SecretAgentMand is in the back half of his fight with the Dragon Lord, and Ziggy also in the DL2 second phase.
The off-screen runner just hit level 19. Yikes. Well, 19, I understand. I never saw it myself, but comes with a ton more stats. But, well, we'll see what happens with that person. As meanwhile, we're going to have hopefully a finish here by Man. He is going to have to go on his last swing, but does pull it off. So get those GGs out for Man, who's going to finish second here on this run.
And in the next couple, Ziggy should be clinching the next victory.
Absolutely. He should be hopefully just behind. We'll see. And he does get those GGs out for Ziggy, going to finish third place here. So Man finished with an official time of 35 minutes and 5 seconds, just over a minute behind first. And Ziggy shortly behind at 35:22. All right. Meanwhile, Shadow has just picked up his sword, is making his turn around the back end of Sharlock here. Still has all of his Healmores remaining, and we'll see if he can make it there and take down his own Dragon Lord. All right, Shadow is through the Golem, did not have to blow any of his MP. So as long as he can get there, should be a favorite to be able to take down this Dragon Lord. Here he goes. And we're checking to see if any of our runners will be joining us here in the commentary booth as well to talk about their thoughts about this whole setup and coming up with their routes and the such.
Oh, there's Ziggy in the waiting room.
Well, he'll just have to wait. I don't know, someone that can pull him in. Otherwise, this commentary booth is wide open. You can just click right on it and come on in. There we go. GG Ziggy, welcome to the booth. How'd you feel about this one, knowing what you already knew?
Armor Knights are a thing. That was kind of a struggle to finish. That was pretty fun still. I couldn't buy a golem in Carinum.
Yeah, that was pretty funny to watch. Unfortunately, you were our first runner into Sharlock, and then luckily the Armor Knight, if it's going to send you home, it sent you home early, so it gave you a chance to catch up. But you had two other runners running right in behind you.
Yeah, that's what I expected when I saw that nobody finished before like 33 minutes. That I would have had a good shot. Well, I didn't heal more because I went, if I'm about to die, it's better now. And using a heal more now makes it very likely I'll have to use a heal more later. Because there's Armor Knights in first, Red Dragons in the second, and Armor Knights at the end. So it's kind of a silly. Also, I used the Dragon Scale against the Golem at the end. I don't think that's a good strategy. But wait, who finished first? It was Archfield. GG Archfield. Is he in? Yeah, he's in. GG Archfield.
Yeah, Archfield and Manjez. And Scarlet has just clinched fourth place.
Yeah, get those GGs out for Scarlet. And yeah, GG Archfield and Man. How'd you feel about your run here, Archfield?
Oh, thank you. And GG's to everybody else as well. I felt, well, I'll say this much. If you told me that I would take a 4-time run block death to a gold man at some point during the race and still win, then I would have said you were silly. But I don't know. It came together pretty well. It was not quite, what I wanted for the opening, but the grind certainly couldn't have gone much better. I picked up about 2.5 minutes over my splits on the grind phase. So it was, yeah, I mean, it went not quite to plan, but still was good enough. So
nice. And I had one question for you as far as your grind goes. After you got 16 in heal more, you opted to go back to start and go to that zone that had red dragons, but some other ancillary items. Any reason behind not possibly going to the red dragon spike inside the swamp, out of curiosity?
The red dragon spike on an agility build, if you don't have full magic points, it's possible you don't actually get through it get through to the level to get the full 1500 before you run out MP if the swings go bad. So I wanted to go down there to have the opportunity to get some golems as well. and to pick up a stray red dragon if they were there, but I didn't want to go to the spike because that meant I had to go to the inn again, and I didn't really want to do that.
That's very fair. Very fair. And let's get Mand in here real fast. Mand, second place here. How'd you feel about your run tonight? We'll come back to you, man. I see you keying up, but we're not hearing you. Do you have your mic muted, maybe?
Oh yeah, sorry. It fluctuated for me. I felt the start went really badly. I didn't get nearly as many Drakies as I wanted, and I got way too many deaths early on. But then I felt the gold grind and taking the gold grind and carry of it went passably. My mid game grind then went a bit bad. Then my late game grind went really good. So at the end, I was feeling like I had a shot to win it, and then Sherlock happened. That was not a fun Sherlock for me.
Yeah, I think everybody mostly had a fun Sherlock for sure. Ziggy as well. I think Archfield had a pretty decent run through Sherlock, to be quite honest. But yeah, Sherlock's going to be Sherlock in this seed with those nasty enemies in every zone.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I don't think I got any encounters in the top zone because I was repelling the Axe Knights. So the Armored Knight was the only thing up there, and I didn't get one on the walkthrough. So I got ambushed by golems, I think 3 or 4 times on the bottom zone. But other than that, it was about as good a Charlock as I'd had. I think I saved about 30 seconds on that Charlock versus previous. So.
Yeah, it was funny watching those golems at the end because you would run sometimes from them, and then the next one you would throw out that flute because they kept getting you.
Yeah, if they ambushed, I fluted because I didn't want to take another hit because that would mean burning 2 herbs at once, and I didn't really want to do that. But I felt since I had full herbs, I may as well just use the flute if they ambush and then top off, make sure I didn't run into an Armored Knight on anything less than just about max hit points. So.
And let me get a little feedback from ScarletShadoww. GG, Scarlet. How'd you feel about your run tonight?
I felt the run went pretty good in the very beginning, and then I had some struggles when I was going to get to the grave and get to my gold grind. And then after that, a few more struggles as I went through the rest of the run. But overall, at least the end felt like it zipped by fast.
Yeah, I mean, we noticed you were noticeably 3 to 4 levels behind because of some nasty RNG there for sure, and we had noted that also. But you caught up really quickly on your grind to where you were heading into Sherlock before everybody was even wrapping up. So that was a very nice comeback for you.
If I was heading into Sherlock before everybody was wrapping up, then how did I finish so far behind? Oh, wrapping up isn't finishing the Dragon Lord?
Correct. Yeah, they were downstairs, you were upstairs.
I got it. No, I made one decisive mistake. I got my keys, and then I died on my way to the gold grind, and then I reset by accident. That cost me at least a minute to a minute and a half, and then I got some bad RNG. Those golems did not want to stay asleep in the beginning part of my grind.
Yeah, you answered. The only real question I had was about that reset, but no, you just told us accidental reset. And you know, when you got a pre-routed map here, and you got a whole set plan, when something goes off, it can be easy to mix up your resets and just going with it.
Oh yeah, full on race panic there.
Happens to the best of us.
Any questions for the runners or here, Sneaky?
Oh man, I did notice. I think it was Scarlet. You had a slightly different route than the other 3 runners had. You went directly to Garenham to get your shield and also get the heart turn in at the same time. How did you feel about that route?
As I think about it now, I probably could have routed for the Flamesword and then went there, but that was where I went to grind initially, and when I was messing with my run, I don't think I changed it. Maybe that's why. I felt like I wanted defense as I was fighting the Rogue Scorpions and Wizards, as well as for my walk through the other area to get to Cole.
Okay, yeah, most of the other runners went to Cole first, where they could pick up the shield and a broadsword, and also pick up the token, and then go for the flaming sword after that.
Yeah, I didn't pursue shops in all the cities. Once I found my route, I kind of stuck with it. I tried to make sure I didn't watch anybody else's streams or anything because I wanted it to kind of be my run.
Hey, absolutely fair, and you did a good job.
In practice, I got as low as like 3450, but that was on a God Seed Charlock run, so.
Just before the run, I did a practice run on the exact same route I used here, and I got 30:59. So a little bit. I thought, like, yeah, I got this. This is gonna go well. It really did.
Yeah, I was kind of curious how everybody did overall on theirs because I got a 28:30 something. I didn't record it, but that was routing going straight to Breckenary, selling the belt, picking up a 3 experience, returning, going the rim, doing the whole gold grind before I even started doing any grinds. But I could never even remotely repeat that.
Yeah,
Okay.
wow, that sounds. Yeah, that must have been a total god run.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
I
heard
got a
about
sub 30 with that, but I only managed to get to Breck 1 in 20 attempts. So I decided, no, that's not a good idea for the race.
Yeah, I'd heard of a sub 30 happening at some point, and I was wondering where it came from, but that makes sense because that's pretty big upside play.
Doing a route like you guys mostly did today, I got a 29:52 playing offline while watching football earlier. Doing that same one, but it was another god tier route where I got next to. I think I took 1 death that I didn't want the entire time.
That's the key.
This was
what you're
this
saying
is
is-
extremely awesome to see and see some people route this out. That was really fun.
Yeah. So what you're basically saying is the key to the seed is just don't die.
Honestly, that's kind of the deal when you're playing speed hacks fast text, especially because walking anywhere takes so much time disproportionate to the rest of what you're doing. So usually for the super speed run, like on the vanilla map, I'd try to plan something out that was relatively safe, and this was a departure from that. So in a sense, it was a much different dynamic because you did have to bake some risk in. There was basically everywhere, so it was just a matter of choosing your spots to do that.
Yeah, between the jerk birds that were just everywhere, the golems that were just about everywhere, and those knights that you got very familiar with, Archfield.
Yeah, I can't. I think most of the time I probably only see, like in my practice, I saw a knight in there, maybe one every 3 or 4 runs, which makes sense. It's 1 in 16 encounter. There's only that and the demon knight in there, and it was pretty rare that I even saw one on my way to the flute. But yeah, I got sent back twice in this run by that knight, so I had to reset out of that. So yeah, that was. I'm a little surprised that I managed to pull it out because I felt like that opening part, just trying to get to Cole, went so badly.
I also died to a golem on the way. I think that was all of us. I think we all had some pretty epic RNG in this one. That must have been
Yeah.
really entertaining to watch, though.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
I got-
definitely looking forward to watching it back for sure to see everybody else's different routes.
Yeah, it was absolutely a blast to watch from this end for sure. Obviously knowing what's going on and when things are going, and seeing some of that small divergence early on where Ziggy opted to keep grinding a little longer than the rest of them, but they ultimately, outside Shadow getting a little bit of bad RNG, getting cut back behind. All 3 of the other runners converged almost on top of each other. You were all killing your enemy to get level 17 at the exact same time.
Wow, can't wait to look back at this.
Yeah, that's so awesome to hear. I'm glad it was a fun race to watch.
Oh, absolutely, it was. I mean, and it all boiled down, as it typically does, to Charluck.
Our favorite. That's exactly why we all play this game. Charlock.
Charluck, the true final boss.
Well, any of the runners have any final thoughts on this run or anything else related to this before we get wrapped up here?
Absolutely. Thanks to everybody who put this on and for Zarnax for setting this up. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun the last week or so planning and rounding out my seed and practicing. It was a blast. I really enjoyed it.
I'd like to thank also everyone, not just for this run that is in a way the closing ceremony for the tournament we had this summer, but for the entire tournament. There has been so many people that put in so much time and so much work into making this probably the smoothest online tournament I've ever participated in. I'd like to thank everyone because it was a blast to play. It was always fun. It was always easy to get a hang of an admin when it was necessary, and I had a blast. And I'm really glad I got to play this year, and I'll be back next year.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Ziggy said. I in terms of just the tournament, I thought it was a blast, and the super. I always look forward to the super speed run, but Zarnax does a lot of the background work on that every single year, and it's one of my favorite events and favorite things to do. So, just big thanks to him for getting this one together this year. We went off book and went with a random seed, and I think it worked out pretty well. Just presented so many different decisions than what we're used to with the vanilla sped up. So, but again, just thanks to all of you who participated today, all of our trackers, Schmike, Balkar, Barbaloot for jumping in, Hate for the restream, and DK and Sneaky for calling it. We really appreciate your efforts, and all of the cast of so many people who put in their volunteer time to make things work for the summer tournament. So thanks to you all.
Yeah, and thanks to all the runners for participating. Without y'all, there wouldn't be a race to participate in. But seriously, didn't we have like record attendance on this tournament now?
Just about. I think it was the second most we've had. My first year, which was we had a 64-player summer tournament back in, I want to say that was 2018. Yeah, pretty sure that was 2018. But yeah, it's been since then. We had a kind of like a bunch of people jump in from other communities that year and did Swiss, and so that was a big one. But every year since then, we've had an increase in participation. And so it was fun to see everybody come out, especially people who were joining the tournament for the first time. So yeah, absolutely. Thanks to all of the runners who also were so easy to work with. I mean, it's just, I can't say enough about the community that it's actually really easy to, coordinate a tournament when you have runners who are, the kind of people who we have around here.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the great thing about this is that we really do have an open and welcoming community. You can even check out our Discord if you have any questions, any comments. If you want to try running this kind of stuff, if this kind of stuff looks like something you'd want to try and do, hop into the Discord. We're going to go ahead and link it in chat. We're a very open and welcoming and friendly community. We always like to help out people new to the randomizer, get started, get going, and who knows, we might see you in the next tournament.
Well, very nice. And yeah, exactly. We've always got something going on. So stay tuned, pay attention in the Discord. We'll probably have some announcements about what's up next soon. I know we've done some Bucket Brigade in the past around this time with its inaugural year last year. Winter League really isn't that far away either. So should be very, very exciting. Any final thoughts before we wrap up then, Sneaky?
That about does it. I mean, it has been an amazing tournament. It has been an amazing run. It has been a great time. And we'll see everybody in the next time.
Yeah, thanks so much, everybody. Have a great night.